the swinging of the arms is more important as it shifts the gravity force towards from the right to the left rather than shifting the whole weight on the left and right. Move the arms, swing the arms is the one advice which I'll give to everyone.
Okay. Now you mentioned footwear. Okay. So how should the ideal footwear be for somebody who's just walking? So is there some fault in the sleeping posture or is there a fault in the mattress or the pillow? What should be the ideal thing to do? And those memory foam and pillows or mattresses are recommended. When to use the hot water bag, when to use the cold water bag. Hi, what's up? I'm Dr. Aditi and you're watching Aditi Shah Talks, India's most reliable and genuine health podcast. Why most genuine and reliable? Because we don't just get you people on board who have 10,000 or 1 lakh followers. No, we get people who are specialists in their field and are heavily practicing that particular field. And they have received certifications from one of the best institutions in India. So let's dive into this episode where I have called a musculoskeletal physiotherapist who will explain the ergonomics. By ergonomics, I mean how the alignment of the muscles and bones should ideally be in our body so that we can prevent any kind of muscle or bone injuries. So welcome. Hi, Ankita Devasthari. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you Aditi for calling me for this good opportunity giving me for the talk, and this is good initiative you had taken towards the health point of view, making awareness among the all healthy people and those who are more into fitness. I'm very glad that you invited me over here.
Thank you so much. So people usually think that a physiotherapist is a fancy exercise lady. But it's much beyond that. So Ankita, why don't you just enlighten the audience that what exactly a physiotherapist does, which is different from what maybe an orthopedician might be advising or maybe a gym instructor does. So how are you guys different?
Okay. So the physiotherapy is all about muscle, movement, strength, and the posture and ergonomics. We basically start with the patient analysis. Once the patient comes in our OPD, we start with the gait pattern, with the posture, with the muscle strength and everything. So we don't
By gait pattern, you mean how they walk.
Exactly. So we start looking towards from the walking pattern, then towards their footwear and also along with their posture.
Okay, you check footwear also.
Yes, of course. So if they have a back pain, so we find out why the back pain might be the different from the one person to the other person. That's make us different. Giving the gym instructor the same exercises for the all patients and the physiotherapist making the individualized exercise pattern for the special person who is coming with the specific symptoms.
Okay, so you all give a more customized approach depending on their symptoms.
Yes.
Correct? Yeah. Not so long ago, I remember when I came to you about my right hip pain, you said that it's because you walk wrongly, Aditi. My right foot is usually inclined outwards when I walk. So if my left foot is going straight, my right foot was slightly inclined outwards, and that you told me is giving the hip joint pain. And once I corrected it consciously, it actually helped. So why don't you tell the viewers, because I'm sure there are so many people out there who walk incorrectly just like me. So how can they get about this? What is the correct way of walking, or maybe the footwear thing that you just mentioned?
Activity or exercise, you can say, where it involves a whole body aspect, where it involves from the spine, shoulder, hip, knee and ankle.
Okay.
It's the combination of your hip, knee and ankle activity which goes into hand on hand. Along with that, it's the spine movement, which the way you walk. So here we analysis along according to the stance, according to the strides, the way patient walk. Usually with the overweight, patient walks with the waddling kind of pattern.
So how does a waddling pattern give?
Waddling pattern means to say to shift from the right hand side to the left hand side.
Okay.
And that causes more of knee pain, more of ankle pain, sometimes causes a hip pain also.
So by waddling it may be like a duck, like a penguin line.
So you can say like a penguin kind of walk. So that's are the different pathological gait where the strength of the muscle, we lack with the strength of the muscle, we lack with the proper dynamic angles at the different joint level, and that causes the gait problem.
Okay, so that is completely wrong, shifting from one leg to
other leg,
because it will give you knee pain.
Yes, okay. So proper walking pattern has to be. So first of all, I would like to tell all the audience to not to use mobile while walking, because we keep on looking at the mobile while looking at the GPS or looking towards the, I know we are busy, but try to keep it, look your straight so that you will keep your neck straight while walking.
Okay.
Don't look towards your feet. Many of the elder
Oh.
people have a phobia that they might fall down, then they
Ah.
keep look downwards.
Keep
So
looking
that
down.
causes slouching of the back.
Okay.
Then also the swinging of the arms is more important
Ah.
as it shifts the gravity force towards from the right to the left rather than shifting the whole weight on the left and right. Move the arms, swing the arms is the one advice which I'll give to everyone.
Okay.
And there should be hip, knee and ankle coordination. So I always say there is, whenever you land on this, then there should be a heel, and when you step off, it has to be on your toes. So heel to toe pattern has to be there.
Okay. So yeah, I noticed not just old people, in fact, even young people, they don't want to see who's coming. So they just walk, look down and walk.
Yes.
And that's actually wrong.
Yes.
Okay. Now you mentioned footwear. Okay. So how should the ideal footwear be for somebody who's just walking versus somebody who treks regularly, going for a trek? So what should that be?
Okay. So footwear is the one of the thing which is act like a barrier between the gravitational force which comes on the foot and towards from the body, the force which comes from the body force. It's like a barrier between these two forces. So the footwear has to be with a good support, with a good arch. It should not be a flat, where many girls or many youngsters I've seen, they start wearing flats. It's a new trend in the market that they start wearing flats. To carry the flats, it's very easy, but that can cause you the problem in your knee, hip and back as well. Also, wearing the shoes is more important while walking. That gives a good support at the ankle. There is a difference between walking shoes and trekking shoes, or I can say the hiking shoes, where you go for the hike and everywhere. The most of the hiking shoes has a good ankle stability that gives a good ankle support while trekking or hiking. So walking shoes are different than the hiking shoes. So the person who is going for the trekking or some jogging kind of thing has to be a good ankle support. So there should not be ankle instability.
So what you're saying is that regularly when we are walking, not to use absolute flats. There should be some amount of platform heel, maybe for the girls.
Yes.
Or some amount of foam or sponge or whatever, sponge
Yes.
for the footwear.
Yes.
And also, there's a famous actor who usually recommends walking barefoot. A lot of people in the past actually have recommended walking, jogging barefoot. So you are saying that that's not the right way to go, right?
So barefoot walking inside a home, that's absolutely fine because it's a flat surface. But in Mumbai or outside, it's like a path or up and down. The roads are not in a good alignment. So whenever you're walking, there is again and again, there is the change of the walking pattern, and you have to climb up, descend down, climb up, descend down. So in that way, we advise to wear a proper footwear. So walking barefoot at home is absolutely fine. But then those who have a calcaneum spur or plantar fasciitis, I would recommend to wear slippers or chappals which have a good soft support that should be worn at home.
Okay.
Because it's
so
like a
calcaneum is the bone at the foot, at the end of the foot, which the calcaneum spur means that there could be a projection coming out of there and it gives us a lot of heel pain. So for such people, they recommend having footwear at home also. Correct?
Also, I would tell that people most of on and off change their footwear. So avoid that changing footwear. So breathable material, I would say the proper heel. I would say not the box heel. The platform heels are more preferable for men as well as the females, because many of females wear the heels. It has to be box heel or the platform heels, not the only the heels where the
not
arch
the
of
pencil
the
heel.
yes, not the pencil heel. It has to be platform heel.
So either box heel or platform heel?
Not box heel. Platform heel I would prefer.
Okay, platform heel and not to go for the box or the pencil heel.
Yeah.
Okay, and for the boys again?
Again, for the boys also, those who wear the shoes with the heels, that should be avoided.
Oh, okay. All right, fine. Ankita, when we get up from sleep, a lot of us do experience shoulder, neck pain, sometimes back pain, even youngsters and elderly also. So, is there some fault in the sleeping posture or is there a fault in the mattress or the pillow? What should be the ideal thing to do?
Sleep is something where you relieve your stress and lie down, and just night sleeps are something where you cannot look towards your posture. But the thing is, whenever you're sleeping, try to turn and sleep, because humans never sleep on their back. It always sleep on the one side with the little bit of the shoulders below their body.
That's the most
so try to take your arms away from your body. Try to keep your hand on a pillow or some on the other pillow or some car pillow, something you can place it so that the hand should be rested. and there should be good alignment of the mattress. So now on the mattress, I would say its mattress should be firm. It should not be too soft or too hard. Same way, pillow. Pillow has to be the curve. It should not be too high or too low. So the
Okay.
angle of the neck should be maintained while sleeping. If you keep it too high, the neck is again elevated. So
Okay.
we take a sleep to give a rest to the anti-gravity muscles, which are mostly back and spine muscles. So whenever you go to the sleep, the mattress should be quite firm and the neck support should be good with pillow. So pillow has to be placed up to your shoulder level. Many of
Okay.
people keep it up to their
Yeah, only up till
head,
the head. Yeah.
and the neck is hanging around. So it's
Oh.
not the right
so
way.
the neck should get support on the pillow
Yes,
up till
yes,
here.
up to the shoulder. Many of time now we get the counter kind of the pillows where they have the curve and everything. That is also advisable.
Okay.
But that's again, I would say it's a person to person matters. Even the soft normal pillow, not too soft, I mean to say, that can be preferred.
yeah, because when we go to hotels and all, we get these uber soft mattresses and pillows,
Yes.
which we feel are so nice to sleep on. But then actually,
So
we
there
do
is
give us a
one more
bad
tip for it. So
Uh,
those who are traveling into hotels and everything, there are soft pillows, but along with that, we get the towels also to keep a
Ah.
towel roll below your neck.
oh.
That is also fine. The pillow is something to give a support to the spine of the neck
Oh.
spine rather than keeping on the head. It's
Ah.
better to keep it at the cervical spine where it's the curvature area where you have to place it.
So these curved pillows are
Hmm.
easily available online.
Yes, on
Okay.
online, Amazon.
And those memory foam and memory pillows or mattresses are recommended.
memory foam, those who don't have any spine problem, that's absolutely fine. But those who have neck pain or back pain, already into trouble of muscle spasm and some kind of pull or
Ah.
any pain, I will ask them to avoid using this type of mattress because that can cause more of pain because memory
Oh.
foam something, the wrong
Hmm.
posture will get adapted and you will
Okay.
sleep in the same position.
But it's marketed so vigorously.
A lot.
So then what should they be using?
Foam
foam
mattress, yes.
Made of coir.
coir or
of
cotton, that is
Cotton.
also
Oh,
fine.
really? Okay.
Yes.
Because cotton was something that we used in the olden days.
Only.
Not
Right.
much recently. Okay. That's really nice to know. We have some kind of muscle soreness. I'm sure each of us have had some kind of muscle strain or muscle soreness at some point in our lives, or maybe almost very frequently. So we tend to use either hot water bags or sometimes cold packing. What do you recommend? When to use the hot water bag? When to use the cold water bag?
Okay. So muscle soreness, first of all, I'll tell you, it happens because of the overuse of the muscle. So whenever you start with some new activity, whenever you start walking for the first time, like 45 minutes of walking, someone has suggested you start walking, you might get soreness in your calf muscles, thigh muscles or back muscles. If you start doing gym activity, you may get sometimes soreness. It's called like a muscle tightness or soreness that we call it. So for that, I always recommend to take cold water bath or cold pack because cold pack is always recommended for the new pain, or I can say that the recent pain, use cold pack. And the pain who has the older one, like it comes on and off, the old lady complaining of back pain on and off, 6 months ago there was a pain, again it started paining, so I would recommend to use hot pack. But in hot pack, I will again recommend moist heat rather than using dry heat. Nowadays everyone use the heating pad which is easily available, just plug it in and then place it. So dry heat is always advisable when there is lack of, like you are traveling and you're not able to carry the moist heat bag, then I can consider. But
So by moist heat bag, you mean the water bag,
water
right?
bag, water heat bag,
Okay.
that is the advisable one because moist heat goes deeply penetration into your muscles and release the muscle spasm
Is
easily.
it? Okay.
Yeah.
So hot water bags for chronic pain, which is long standing on and off, but the cold one is for a very new pain, recent pain, right?
And the one who has a stiffness, like a frozen shoulder, which is very common nowadays, everyone complained about the frozen shoulder because of the diabetes. I would recommend if they are going for the exercises, before exercises, they should go for a hot water bath, like a warm-up kind of.
Oh.
And then, or you can apply hot pack to your shoulder before starting with the exercises. And post exercises, apply cold pack to relieve the stiffness and the soreness happened because of the exercise.
Interesting. So
This-
you're saying before going to the gym,
Yes.
one should have a hot water bath,
Yes,
maybe,
steam
or,
bath or
just
water
hot
bath.
bags
Yes.
wherever they might get the
Yes.
soreness. post gymming, they can use the cold bag.
Yes, so it's
Okay.
basic warm up and cool down phase. The same
Oh.
thing for the muscles, so that not to get any kind of muscle spasm.
Okay, that's extremely interesting to know. So, Ankita, this was about muscle soreness, but what about muscle cramps? How are they different from muscle soreness, and what should be done differently?
Okay. So cramps are something, there are many reasons behind the cramps. One of the reason is overuse. Those who people who stand for a longer duration, nursing care, traffic policeman, surgeons, or the air hostess, those who wear heels and stand for a longer duration, or the elder people, those who drink less water in the night, as they feel to not to go to the washroom again and
Correct.
again in the night.
Even in summers, we get dehydrated, and
Yes,
get
and
severe
that
cramps.
can be the cause of the ankle calf cramps. So the
Oh.
calf muscle cramps are mostly due to dehydration and due to overuse of the calf
Yeah,
muscles.
they're extremely painful, and you can actually feel the muscle tighten.
Yes. For that, I would always recommend those who are standing for a longer duration, sit on a chair or sit on anywhere where you have a good place to sit, and try to keep your ankle movement up and down.
Okay.
Also, those who are not drinking plenty of waters, at least in the summer, at least 5 liters of the water. And
Okay.
in the night, before going to sleep, at least 1 hour prior or 1.5 hour prior, a good 1 liter at least water, so that you can go to the washroom and then take a sleep. There is no disturbance of the sleep.
Interesting.
That's the one thing that can be advised for the dehydration, because mostly cramps we get it in the night while
Correct.
sleeping rather than in the day.
Yes, that's true. So again, we apply cold packs for this kind of dehydration.
Yes. Also, we recommend myofascial release. So there
Okay.
are myofascial release roller. With the mostly people think that it is to be used only by the sportsman or the one who goes for the exercises, then to be used. But it's very simple, small foam roller which is quite easily available online. Can be kept below your calf muscle and you can roll it around. The home remedy for it, I would prefer the small bottle, distillery bottle, keep it into your freezer, and the ice roller can be applied on the calf.
Okay.
That also will give good relief.
Oh, good. That's really nice to know. One more thing I just remembered, that often bikers, they tend to use ankle length boots with a little heel for, to shift their gears on the bike or when they're riding the bike. So is that advisable, or?
From the shock absorbent and to change the gear and to get the good prevention at the ankle stability point of view, the bikers, those who go for a long ride, they prefer to wear this kind of shoes. Of course, as I mentioned, the heel should not be there, but that gives a good ankle support. So whenever you are going for a long ride, I would recommend to the bike riders, those who ride for the longer duration, after the long ride, take out your shoes and try to move your ankle up and down. So sustain activity in the shoes that can cause to the ankle stiffness. So keep changing your movement once you take out your shoes and move it up and down. And rotation.
Got it. So Ankita, what would you suggest somebody who has a desk job all the time, sitting in the front of the computer or whatever, just a desk job, to maintain his posture, his ergonomics properly on a chair or a stool, versus somebody who doesn't have a desk job, is maybe always traveling or always standing, like a surgeon that you mentioned. So how should their stance or their walk pattern or maybe their chair be different? Or sitting posture? So
those who are sitting for a sedentary lifestyle, like the students, employees, those who are sitting for more than 4 hours at a stretch on a one table. Usually we have seen in the corporate offices, from the ergonomical point of view, they haven't designed the area accordingly. So first thing, they're always into angle, 90-degree angle. So there is a angle toward right hand side where the laptop is, and they have to keep on looking toward the receptionist. Mostly we have seen the computer is on the left hand side and they have to look forward. So there is again and again activity of turning. So I would recommend try to keep your gadgets in front of you. The alignment of the body on the chair should be like the hip should be touched to the back of the chair. The leg should not be hanging. It has to be supported on the floor. Or you can keep some footstool or table where you can place your feet on it. Then there should be 90-degree angle at the knee and hip. Then the arm, which has to be rested under the armrest. Or while keying or something, the wrist has to be rested on the table. So usually people sit with the elbows in the air. Though we have an armrest, that keep their elbows into air. So try to keep elbows on the armrest and the wrist on the table, so that while keying and everything, the each and every joint is supported.
Okay.
Also, those who sit for a longer duration going towards the laptop, they tends to slouch forward.
Yeah.
So I would recommend one small car pillow. You can place it just behind your back, so that it will give you good support.
Okay.
Also, there is one thing that we use different applications to give the reminder for the water drinking and everything. But there is no application giving you a reminder to change your posture or check your posture, or also to keep yourself in a line. So I would recommend you yourself start doing it. Keep alarm on your mobile to change your posture, to make sure that you are stretching in between sitting.
How often?
How often, as in you can do it 45 minutes in a break of 1 hour, you can stretch yourself. A simple stretches, I would recommend the dragging of your elbow, stretch your arms up,
Like this.
and then
Okay.
if you're sitting for a longer duration, move your leg and stand up in between.
So this was about people with a desk job. What about those people who are traveling maybe by train? You know, they're just standing, or for obviously long hours, or a surgeon who's standing so much. So what kind of
Posture and that.
postural changes they can make?
So for those who are traveling from the Mumbai train, I would recommend to use their backpack, because many of people carry their bag on the one shoulder. Okay, so avoid using their bag on the one shoulder, not to keep it even back, because there is a pressure on the back. So instead of keeping their backpack on the back, rather than that, keep it in front of you like a
Okay.
baby. Carry your bag, carry your heavy weights in front of you, so that you
Both
will,
the straps.
yes, so that the anti-gravity muscle already carrying you against the gravity, and if you're keeping some weights behind it, so that it will cause you more painful back and neck. So rather than that, place it on a front side rather than placing on the back.
Same thing should be true for school children who carry
Of
heavy
course,
school
for
bags.
school children nowadays, due to syllabus and everything, there is more books and everything.
Yeah.
So I would prefer mothers to check their bags whether they are keeping aligned books or not.
Oh.
Okay. Also, I would recommend to not to carry too heavy things in their bag. So if they are carrying multiple things, a lunch box should be carried in a different bag, so that it should not be in a backpack. That can be managed.
Okay.
So to reduce the weight on their back.
Okay, got it.
And for the standing, those who are standing for the long duration can get the knee pain or can get the back pain, because they stand straight. So I would recommend to shift their weight from the one side to the other side.
Okay.
So simple things in the kitchen, if the woman is standing for the longer duration to cooking, she can place a footstool for the step, and so she can step up one step on the footstool for a few minutes, and then she can change to the other way. Also,
Okay.
keep one table nearby the kitchen, so that she can sit in between and change the activity. While sitting, she can do some shopping or something, and then she can cook and in standing position.
Okay.
For the surgeons, I would recommend those who are standing for the longer duration, they should work more on their core muscles.
Sure.
Because core muscles is something that keep yourself stand. Not only the surgeon, those who stand for the longer duration, I would recommend to work on their core muscle exercises,
Okay.
because that will give good alignment towards the body.
Achha.
And for surgeons, those who use the tools, the angle between the shoulder and elbow is more important, because they keep on doing the procedure.
And they're usually
and they
slouching.
slouch. So 90 and 120 degree angle at the elbow has to be maintained.
Oh.
So that to be done, and that to be precisely, carefully you have to focus
Consciously
on.
they need to
Yes.
do that. All right, great. So that was a really interesting talk on ergonomics, something that I think every Indian citizen should be knowing. From बच्चों से लेके elderly तक, everybody should know these basic things on how to sit, what kind of a chair, what kind of a stool, what kind of a pillow. I think this is something that people should be watching right till the very end. It's going to be very helpful in our daily lives. So thank you so much, Ankita, for coming here and enlightening us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Yeah.
If you think we've added a lot of value to your life today through this podcast, तो प्लीज कमेंट सेक्शन में हमें बताइए कि ऐसी कौन सी बात है जो आपको सबसे अच्छी लगी इस पॉडकास्ट पे, और प्लीज शेयर कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए. थैंक यू.